I was born August of 2000, and just a month after I was born, doctors found out that I had a congenital heart condition that we now call Shone's complex. As a baby, I had a hole in my heart, I had a bad valve, irregular rhythms. Around I was a month old, I had my first open heart surgery. For the next few years, I like to call maintenance, surgeries, in and out of the hospital, days where we didn't know I would come home, days where we knew I was able to come home, which was a blessing. As I grew up, I only knew a life of a heart defect. I only knew life of limited activities. Sports were never a thing for me. But what I did do is make the most of it. What I did as a 10-year-old was get involved with the American Heart Association. I did the jump rope for heart and the hoops for heart and shared my story as much as I could. At around 14 years old, we knew I needed another surgery, and this was a big surgery. I had to have 2 valves as well as a pacemaker replaced. That surgery, I didn't know what I was going to do going inside of it, what was going to happen coming out. So I chose to dance into the OR, which is something that I still remember to this day, and my family always remembers. And I woke up from that surgery, and all was well, and I got to have many more years of just enjoying life as a somewhat normal teenager. Then I went to college. My freshman year, I noticed differences that I hadn't ever noticed before. Over the years, my legs were getting more tired. I was taking naps. December, I was told to have a pacemaker replacement. When I woke up from that pacemaker replacement, not only was I in pain because I tried to work out and build muscles in my stomach, I was told not only was I in heart failure, but my next option was a transplant, and only a transplant.
There was a lot of doctors, day in and day out, trying to figure out how to get her to the next steps. And that has been the story of Katherine's life, figuring out how to get her to the next steps that she shouldn't have got to, that she wasn't big enough for or old enough for, or the science wasn't there for. But she's defied all the odds, and she's had medical miracles all along the way.
All I knew was that she had a heart condition and that she had a pacemaker, but we didn't know more until December of our freshman year when she went into doctor's appointment and found out she had heart failure. That was obviously a big change in everything with our lives.
Something that we know about transplant is that when you take the heart too soon, you only have so much time with the new heart, and your native heart is what your body always knows. So it took a lot of time and decision to decide if this was the right move. I graduated from college, which was a blessing. I enjoyed everything that I got to do that senior year because I didn't know what was next. I graduated, and not even a month later, I was admitted to Cleveland Clinic. I went in at around 3:30 in the morning. I remember laying on that OR bed, seeing the last surgeon I saw before they put me to sleep, and waking up in the ICU, miraculously, just after 8 hours of surgery. It was a miracle to know that not only did I survive it, but they did it flawlessly without any complications because of not only the surgeons, but the medical tools and the advancements that they've had to use.
The research and doctors and medical teams have done so much to get a little girl who never should have been here to be a grown woman who's now living life. All along the way, we have been amazed at the effects, the efforts, the donations, the science, the research that has been accomplished through the American Heart Association.
Bringing awareness to these conditions is tremendous because a lot of people might not think of heart conditions as much as other health problems, and so American Heart Association has done wonders to really bring this issue forward and make people more aware.
It's amazing to know that because of the technology and the advancements that we have, I don't have to count the clock, and that's not my job to. My doctors now tell me after surgery to stop looking at it, stop counting it, because it's not time to count the clock anymore. That's what we did before transplant, and now it's time to enjoy life to the fullest.